This was a topic that was recommended to me by YouTube, the hidden costs of comparison. As I came back from vacation in my PJs, I wanted to say something about this topic before I hopped onto bed. When you compare, needless to say, it has a taxing effect. But I want to talk about the taxing effect in two different ways. So, you may not think it's that much of like a difference, but why does constantly comparing yourself to others drain energy? Well, let's think about it like this. Suppose every 3 steps you have to take a squat. And the one squat isn't that much of a workout, right? But imagine how many steps you take in a day. And every 3 steps you have to take a squat. Although the individual squat is not that much, it's still going to add up to a lot. So, whenever you have an incoming stimulus, you meet a new person, for example. Instead of just meeting the new person, you have to do like a background, check on them unconsciously. Are they better than me or not? And then they talk about one thing. And then again, instead of taking that for face value, you start comparing. Is that thing that they're talking about, is that better than me or not? And so on. So the more conversation happens, the more people you meet, the more taxing it becomes. Just like doing, it doesn't even have to be a squat. Suppose you have to clap every 3 steps. It's still going to take a lot of energy. So that's one dimension of, comparison taking your energy. But another dimension of comparison taking your energy is like this. Why do we compare in the first place? We compare because we don't want to be in a spot where we are blindsided by the fact that we are not the top. We don't want to be criticized. We don't want to be compared, and we don't want to be belittled because in the past that has had a very detrimental effect on us, and we don't want that to ever happen again. So instead of comparison just being this cognitive rational thing of like, oh, comparing 1 to 3, 3 is bigger, and comparing this apple to this apple is bigger, instead of something like that, comparison becomes like a something related to survival. So you can run like a mile, and it won't be that big of a deal. But suppose someone is coming at you with a weapon, and now you run for a mile. It's gonna be very, very, very different energetically. It's gonna be so much more taxing. So, comparisons that you do for the sake of your ego works the same way. It takes a lot of energy than just the rational cognitive comparison, because it has to do with, am I in danger? Should I be threatened right now? And that, I think, is the ultimate hidden cost of danger. Hidden cost of comparison. But again, the motivation here is, why do we compare in the first place? We need to understand why we do it in the first place so that we can stop it with a clean slate. Because if we don't understand how comparison is bad for us, we can keep thinking this is a bad habit. We can keep thinking I should stop this. But you're always going to have to react to initially comparing first. Because inside of your unconscious, there's still a benefit to be had from comparing. And so the more you understand your background reasoning for comparisons in the first place, why do I feel inferior? Why do other people seem superior? What makes me believe in those things? These are the questions that will help you actually let go of the need to constantly compare.